Well, here we are, we're at Tyab Airport in Victoria, and on the 14th of April 2019 we've got a Stol event. Well, what's a Stol event? It's a short takeoff and landing event. Now this has taken the world by storm, this competition. They've been running it in Alaska at the Valdez, they've been running it at Oshkosh, the New Zealanders have been running it, they've been running everywhere.
My name is Peter Benet and my co-announcer is Dave Foster up on the upper flight deck there. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Pete, and we've got a great day here today. Good sunshine, a little bit of a southerly, maybe a easterly wind, and we're just about to launch off in more ways than one to start the show.
Well, good morning from Tyab. This is Mike from the Foxbat team, and I'm here today with Adam, who is a qualified judge for our short takeoff and landing competition today.
So the takeoff is measured from a certain line that's dictated by the runway, and then there's 10-meter increments from there that's measured for the takeoff.
Okay, so when they take off, they start from scratch and they're measured to the point where their main wheels take off.
Both main wheels take off.
And then the landing, they go into a circuit and then queue up to land again. And coming into land, they're aiming for that same line. That's right, isn't it?
Exact same.
Now, if the main wheels touch before the line, what happens then?
That's the disqualification.
If they achieve the objective is to put your wheels down after the line, or on the line even better, and they then measure the point at which the whole aircraft becomes stationary.
Yeah, so where the main wheels have stopped
Yep.
is where you measure.
And you've got guys along each of those measuring points
Yep.
to actually verify the measurements. And they take the takeoff roll measurement and add that to the landing measurement, and that's your score. And you're allowed 3 attempts, and the best one wins. That's it. Over and out.
Can't sort of do everything.
Hello, my name is Ido Sejev, and I compete in the light touring, light sport aircraft category. It is my first time competing in a Stol event, as it is the first time of the event, and I was quite nervous for it, reading all the books and practicing in the months leading to the event, trying to get the best performance out of the aeroplane. Really sort of need to think differently when you really want to take the airplane up off the ground as soon as possible and land as short as possible, and anywhere in between all the flying, it doesn't really matter. So you really need to practice and tame it and learn your aeroplane. So it's very exciting. I was quite nervous for the event, and today we have a bit of a crosswind, which was not really planned, and it's strong easterly, which makes the condition a little bit tougher. Nevertheless, a great event, and yeah, looking forward for the next round. Flying an Alto, it's a new airplane that came to Australia just before the Avalon Air Show, so it's a fairly recent airplane, and it's the first of its kind in the country. Not really designed to take off short and land short, so it's really nice to try it out and see how short I can take off, and I believe I took off at under 60 meters.
G'day, I'm Rick Taylor. I'm a member here at the Peninsula Aero Club at Tyab. This aeroplane is a Highlander. It's, as you can see, a high wing, strut-braced aircraft, tail wheel type. It's termed as a Stol aircraft, that is short takeoff and landing. It's got an airfoil that's adapted to that, so it can land slow, take off slow, and it's got a good turn of speed in the cruise as well. I've landed this aircraft on beaches, in paddocks. I've got a lot of friends in the bush farming, so I visit and land at their back door.
So let's have a look at some of the other competitors in the competition. Here's Tim Whitrow pulling the Sportstar off the ground in very short space of time indeed. There were some interesting landing techniques used in the crosswind. Here's Tim coming in crabwise, slow motion. As you can see, the wings are absolutely level. He's not side-slipping, he's crabbing in the crosswind. And as he comes down, you'll see that he'll be straightening the aeroplane up just before it touches the ground, kicking it straight. There he goes, just nicely pulling the nose around as he touches down. Unfortunately, of course, a little gust of wind lifts up the left wing, as happened with so many competitors, but Tim gets it under control and makes a great landing, no problem at all. And here's one of the Bushhawks actually side-slipping in this time, a typical bush plane this, with great big fat wheels and big control surfaces, big engine, and lots of power. Coming in now as a reasonable straight-in approach, no need to do any more side-slipping. And it's heavy enough and strong enough to land perhaps with a little bit of a left wing down into the crosswind, touchdown with a very nice 3-point attitude, and then applying lots and lots of brakes in order to get it sorted. The next class was the Foxbat class, 5 yellow ones and 1 grey one of an assorted vintage of aircraft, ranging from the past to the present. Here's the grey Foxbat doing a short takeoff. As you can see, the pilot's ready to pull on the flap lever on the roof to get the aircraft off the ground as soon as possible. And there we go, the flap's pulled down, back on the stick, and the aircraft leaves the ground somewhere between 30 and 40 metres. Not bad for a small aircraft like that. Next, we've got Stan Nowakowski, the eventual winner of the Foxbat class, coming in to land here, holding the aircraft off the ground very nicely, just to get it over the line. Lots and lots of pullback there, holding it very nicely indeed. In fact, Stan not only won the class, but also unofficially got the shortest combination of takeoff and landing runs, 120 metres, the two combined together, out of all of the competition. So that's a pretty good job for a 13-year-old Foxbat and a relatively new pilot in it. Next, we got the Cessna with the door pushed open to act as an air brake. That's one way of slowing down quickly, I suppose. Pretty good. And the Sea Ray, which recently flew right around the world, not known as a short takeoff and landing aircraft, particularly on the ground as opposed to the water, but achieved a creditable second in its class. Well done, excellent stuff. Here's Jack Vivers, the club president, taking off in his Brumby earlier on in the day. Again, this aircraft is not really known as a short takeoff and landing aircraft, much more of a cruiser. A little bit of flap, lifts very nicely off the ground as we go there. And here's the eventual winner of the light touring class, Matt McPhee, in a Cessna 152, which is over 50 years old, this aircraft. Heavy braking, nose heavily down on the ground there. Really, really excellent ability to land in about 100 metres in an aircraft like that. So overall, a great day was had by all. The competitors got a bit of experience in improving their takeoff and short landing skills, particularly spot landing skills, in some pretty tricky weather conditions. The wind was very variable, but always a crosswind. And the public who came along to view the air show were treated to an almost unbroken series of takeoffs and landings, extremely well choreographed by Paul Bennett Air Shows, who carried out all of the aircraft control and all the measurement systems and so on. Overall, I think a pretty good day was had by all. Everything was done extremely well. And all in all, I think everyone had a wonderful day. Fantastic, and well done the Peninsula Aero Club and Paul Bennett Air Shows for organising it.
As president of the Peninsula Aero Club, I have to say how exciting this whole day has been. Of course, the Australian Stol Championships wouldn't be possible without the support of the Peninsula Aero Club and their wonderful volunteers. I've also got to mention the great support from Paul Bennett Air Show. Paul himself made a fabulous Airbus and kept us all safe. Of course, none of this could be possible without sponsorship. I'd like to thank Foxbat for their input and of course IOR Petroleum, who are leading petroleum suppliers throughout Australia and did a fantastic job in stumping up and supporting this event.